Imagine waking up one morning. You glance at your watch. It's 10 a.m., but something's wrong. It's pitch black outside. You stumble to the window, pull back the curtains, and your heart just stops. The sky is a sea of inky black, but the stars are burning with a terrifying brightness. And where the sun should be, there's just nothing. It's gone, vanished, and humanity has exactly 24 hours until the end of the world as we know it. The very first thing that happens is chaos. Pure, unadulterated panic. People spill out onto the streets, their faces lit only by the frantic beams of flashlights and the cold glow of phone screens. Social media isn't just buzzing, it's screaming. A tidal wave of messages, videos, and frantic questions floods every platform. At observatories across the globe, scientists are in disbelief, checking their equipment again and again, their minds refusing to accept what their eyes are telling them. Every TV channel, every news site is a wall of breaking news. Governments call emergency meetings, but the terrifying truth is that no one has any answers. The sun can't just switch off. It breaks every law of physics we understand. And yet, it's gone. An hour passes, then another, and you start to feel it. The cold. At first, it's subtle, a slight chill in the air. The temperature drops a degree, then two. But this is just the beginning. The Earth is now a rock in space, bleeding its warmth into the void. In the tropics, what was a balmy 30 degrees Celsius is now a crisp 25. In cities like London or New York, the temperature plummets towards freezing. And with the darkness comes a deadening silence. Photosynthesis, the very engine of life on our planet, has ground to a halt. Plants everywhere are frozen in a state of suspended animation. They can last a few days without light, but the clock is ticking. People finally start to react. There's a mad dash to the stores. Shelves are stripped bare of candles, batteries, canned food, and every worn piece of clothing imaginable. Others just lock their doors, huddling with their families, trying to conserve warmth and whatever sense of normalcy they have left. Power grids strain under the unprecedented load. The entire world has turned on their heaters at the exact same time, a desperate collective effort to fight off the encroaching cold. But it's a losing battle. The temperature keeps falling. It's now -5 Celsius in Paris, -15 in Moscow. For the first time in millennia, snow begins to fall in the Amazon rainforest. Children stare at it not with wonder, but with a primal fear. Scientists are working against the clock, their faces grim. Theories fly around the room. Did we drift into a rogue black hole? Is this the work of some incomprehensible alien intelligence? Or is this simply ... the end? Many are silent, knowing that if the sun doesn't return, Earth's fate is sealed. 12 hours have passed. We're halfway there. The global average temperature has plunged to a brutal -20 degrees Celsius. The oceans, with their immense thermal mass, are still giving off heat, but even they are starting to cool. A strange phenomenon begins. The very air we breathe is starting to change. Instruments detect the first signs of atmospheric freezing as oxygen begins to condense. If this continues, the air itself will turn to liquid and then to a fine, deadly snow. But worse than the physical cold is the psychological freeze, a crushing weight of uncertainty. Some people pray. Some hold their loved ones close, trying to cram a lifetime of love into these last, dark hours. And some, impossibly, continue to work, desperately searching for a miracle. 18 hours in, it's now -35 degrees Celsius. Rivers and lakes are frozen solid. The delicate ecosystems we depend on are collapsing. Power grids, not built for this level of extreme cold, begin to fail, plunging entire cities into an even deeper, more terrifying darkness. It feels hopeless. And then it happens. An astronomer in a remote observatory in Chile, his eyes raw from staring into the abyss, notices something. A flicker. A tiny, almost imperceptible glow on the eastern horizon. He thinks he's imagining it. He checks his instruments, runs the numbers, his hands shaking. And then he grabs the microphone, his voice cracking with emotion, and shouts a single sentence that echoes around the world. It's coming back! The news spreads like wildfire. People, bundled in every layer they own, pour back into the streets, their faces turned to the east, daring to hope. And there it is. A faint, fragile sliver of light. The sun, it's returning. Slowly, so slowly, it crests the horizon. First as a dim, weak point of light, then a deep red disk. And finally, in a blaze of impossible glory, it reclaims its throne in the sky. The world erupts. People are weeping, strangers are hugging. Laughter mixes with tears of pure, unadulterated relief. The warmth returns, chasing the deadly cold from the land. Life, against all odds, is returning. No one will ever forget those 24 hours. A day when humanity was forced to look into the void and confront its own fragility. We are utterly dependent on a star 150 million kilometers away. And if it ever truly goes out, there are no second chances. In the days that followed, scientists found no explanation. The sun was just normal, as if nothing had happened. But every instrument, every photo, and every person on Earth confirmed it was real. Was it a warning? A cosmic glitch? A reminder of how precious our world is? We may never know. But one thing is for sure. We will never look at a sunrise the same way again.